and welcome to the Yoshi Cast. I'm Yoshi, and this is episode 25 of Bag and Board. Yoshi! Welcome back one and all to Bag and Board episode 25. I am running a day or two behind. I sincerely apologize about that. My other podcasts I co-host on, Transmissions, need a little extra help editing the last episode, so I got that all done, and now I'm here putting this together for you, and we're going to jump right in. The first thing I need to talk about is Dead Rabbit, the comic from Image Comics. I have ranted and raved about how great this book is on Bag and Board, and they have had to cancel the book. It turns out there is a bar in New York City called Dead Rabbit that issues out menus and receipts and even has a cocktail book slash cookbook on how to make their drinks, all in the form of comics. They have this is their thing, and they've copyrighted the Dead Rabbit name in the medium of comics, and they issued a cease and desist to Image Comics like on October 22nd, and it seems from what I'm reading, Image either ignored that or didn't see it, and they went ahead and pushed out issue 2 of Dead Rabbit, and now the bar is suing Image Comics for, I believe it was $2 million for damages due to them using the name Dead Rabbit on their comic book. So being as invested as I was in the Dead Rabbit storyline, a couple things went through my head. One, these comics must be going through the roof. I did a search on eBay for issues sold, and they seem to be going for around $30. If you have a signed book or a signed alternate cover, they go a little bit more. I've seen them going for about 70-ish. But yeah, so the books have gone up a little bit in price. I was also curious about this bar in New York City that sued Image Comics over the name Dead Rabbit. So I went online and I found this bar's website, and I did some searching, and here I found a video of a female employee with so much vocal fry she could be mistaken for a Kardashian, trying to explain what one of their comics is about.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. That's what they tell you in school, right? Honesty is the best policy and all that. And so in this book, we tell it how it is. This book also shows how we create menus that are game changers in terms of structure, details, storytelling, and originality. We've never been ones for doing what we're told, but just this once, we're doing things by the book.
That was just incredible. I don't even know what to say to that. So from what I've been reading online, it sounds like a lot of people are hopeful that Image is going to re-release this book or continue this book under a different name, because it's just such a damn good story. They can't just leave it like that. But officially, Image Comics or the writers or the artists have said nothing about this. They've all been tight-lipped. This is just hopeful speculation, and I'm one of those people that's very hopeful that we'll be able to find out what happens within Dead Rabbit. Maybe under a different name down the road, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. We'll see. So let's move on to my comic book store finds. I was super stoked to go to my comic book store and find Sleepwalker, issue number 3, part of the Infinity Wars story. I'm really enjoying this. This is really good. So it's been a very interesting and enjoyable story for me so far. Sleepwalker explains why he has to go the way he's going through the Infinity Stones to find his partner, his human partner, and he definitely cares about him. There's definitely a feeling of trust and I guess love between these two characters, and he is just busting his butt getting through here. In this issue, he's recruited the help of Man-Thing, and Man-Thing's combined with somebody else. That's part of the Infinity War thing, like Gamora snapped her fingers and all these heroes meshed into each other. So you've just got like 2 heroes together, and I think in here, so you had Man-Thing in one part, and we've got Darkhawk and I think Nova together in another. And yeah, they're fighting their way through the Infinity Stones and the worlds within these stones to get to Sleepwalker's human counterpart and get back to saving the world. And I've really been enjoying this book. I got into Sleepwalker because Sleepwalker was originally written by Bob Budiansky, and the reason I care about that is because Mr. Budiansky wrote the first 50-plus issues of the original Transformers storyline, and he did a fantastic job with that. considering all the constraints that Hasbro put him under. And I was just curious about some of his other work. I know he's written for Ghost Rider, and I know he wrote for Sleepwalker. So I'm putting together a Sleepwalker set. Down the road, probably hit up Ghost Rider 2. And yeah, so this was obviously not written by Budiansky, but it's the character, and I've really been enjoying this storyline, and I hope that when they're done, Sleepwalker gets his own book again. We'll just have to wait and see, but this is Sleepwalker number 3 from Marvel Comics. This was a $4 book, and I'm really enjoying this run. If you guys see it, I suggest you pick it up and check it out. And with that said, here we have an original Sleepwalker, Sleepwalker number 10. This one was written by Bob Budiansky, and this is one missing from my run that I'm trying to put together. And this is Sleepwalker issue 10. I found this at my local comic book store in the back issue bin. This was an issue I was missing in my Sleepwalker run. And just like Punisher, I'm looking forward to completing this and reading it. So this is an issue I never thought I would find at my local comic book store, but I did find it by accident. It was misplaced. It's Zenoscope's Grim Tales of Terror, last year's Halloween issue, with Donald Trump crawling out from underneath a girl's bed. Something about this cover just makes me sympathize a lot with Stormy Daniels. Poor kid. And here is the Grim Tales of Terror book in the Mylar, looking sharp and crisp. And I misspoke earlier. The orange threw me off. I thought this was the Halloween issue from last year. That is not. This is the April Fool's issue from last year. This year's Halloween issue had the orange cover too, so I guess that threw me off. But still, love the cover. Think this is a great looking book. Happy to have it. So, at my comic book store, when I found the first Sleepwalker book I was missing, decided to take a break from searching out Punisher like crazy, and decided to see if I could find any other missing books from my Sleepwalker series. And here is one. This is Spider-Man issue 22. It not only mentions Sleepwalker on the cover, but we can see him on the cover as well. So you got Ghost Rider, Deathlock, Sleepwalker, Hulk. This looks like a great issue. I'm really looking forward to reading this. Here is Spider-Man 22, a beautiful cover and a book that ties into my Sleepwalker run. So I'm very excited to have this, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Next, from my comic book store, they held me a copy of the new GoBots book, the blank variant. They actually held 2 for me, which was very sweet of them, but the first one was just scuffed to high heaven. There's no way I could have paid for it. It wouldn't have worked for what I use them for. But I love this. I love the simple, beautiful logo. I'm glad that Tom Scioli's name, who I'm not too excited about, is very faint here above the logo. And we'll see what I end up doing with this. This will be interesting to play with. So this blank variant, just so you know, from IDW, is cover only. The back is, it feels like it's printed. The image here is printed on the same paper as this sketch cover paper is, but it's not front and back. It's just front. And here it is in the Mylar, the GoBots blank variant issue 1. This will be super fun to play with, guys. It'll be interesting to see what ends up on this. I can't wait to pick out an artist and get him to do some work on it. Finally, the last book I got came in from the mail. This is Mars Attacks from Dynamite Comics, issue 1, the blank variant. So the Mars Attack blank variant from Dynamite Comics, things I'm hating already. You got the creators here at the bottom right eating up that real estate that an artist can draw. Also, the hell are you doing here, Dynamite? Putting the damn barcode here at the top of the back of the sketch cover. Take some lessons from Marvel, guys. Wrap these damn things up in that little tissue paper and reduce this stuff. Put this in places where it's not going to get in the way of the artist. And here it is, the blank variant for Mars Attacks, issue 1, Dynamite Comics. Why put names and affect the area artists can draw on? It just drives me nuts. But thank you guys for joining me this week. That was it for the books I have. Next week I'll have some more, and until then, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.